have to look forward to? A lifetime of you storming out on me and our friends like some bratty child?
Bratty children, what's that make me think of? Ah, yes. Your two future ministers to society with G.I. Janiqua.
That king with a low blow. You just love him below the belt, don't you, Danny?
Well, you know what? I was just trying to get below your belt this morning. That's how this started. And you said, oh, I don't think that's a good option for you. But you figured a good option for me would be to join the higher airlines version of Upward Bound.
Okay, folks, so Sistas did put out a sneak peek not long ago. I believe they probably dropped it around 3 p.m. this afternoon. So I guess we can assume we have about, I don't know, maybe 1 to 2 more clips. I don't know if they'll drop one tomorrow, but I think it's safe to assume they'll give us a little something on Wednesday. But this is a clip that just has me going, yeah, I mean, I think we all have been saying the same thing. Was I about to fuse their names? Tony and Danny just need to break up already because look, yeah, Tony was in the wrong for making that decision for Danny without consulting her. That was his only sin in this situation. I mean, not to compare it, but I will anyway. It's kind of like the whole Keke Palmer thing. Hey, I mentioned her because she's pretty much everywhere now. I think she has a new book coming out, and plus last week she had a Club Shay Shay interview. But I mean, when you think about the whole scenario with Usher, I believe last year, time flies by. If it was last year, holy crap. But either way, in the not so distant past, that thing where she was dancing with Usher, then her boyfriend, baby daddy, tweeted about it, about, you're a mom or something like that. And then that caused a frenzy. It's like, man, had you not done that, things would have turned out differently. The same thing can be true in this Tony situation here, where it's like, this is something you should have talked with your woman about first before you implemented, how you felt about it. But Danny, to me, I'm not the biggest Tony fan. I think I've made that clear from the beginning. I didn't like the foundation of how he and Danny got together in the first place. The fact that he knowingly went after a woman who was in a relationship. I mean, creeper status from what? Parking next to her vehicle at the job and listening to her talk on the phone. It's like, if nothing else, Tony was giving off, I don't know, just like dozens of red flags. And this made Danny look even worse because of the fact that at that time, keep in mind, this was late season 6. She finally said, hey, Preston, I'm ready to be committed to you in a exclusive relationship. We start dating. Like, Danny was in an official relationship with Preston. Official. This isn't like how they're retconning things where, oh, Sabrina's ex was Calvin or Robin was Andy's ex. No. They were just hookup buddies at best. These people were never the only women in relationships up until this point in the series. And I mean like late season 6, by the way. Fatima and Zach starting in season 3. Because remember, Zach always asked in season 2, what are we? Never did a DTR, define a relationship. It wasn't until season 3 when they became official. Danny and Preston were dating / well, not even dating, because they went on like that one, weren't they in the grocery store or something, and Danny didn't really like how people were looking at them as an interracial mix or whatever. But yeah, they didn't really date. All they did was shack up and have sex. And it wasn't until late season 6 when Danny finally said, let's be in a relationship. Not even 24 hours later, she is hanging out with Tony, going on triple dates with the other girls. It was stupid. And of course, Zach and Karen's on and off thing during season 1. And that was it, all the other girls. And Andy was in a freaking affair. You could argue that she was temporarily in a situation, engagement with Gary, but then that broke off. Then she got with Robin. It was a whole mess. The point I'm trying to make is, yeah, these women don't really have what seems to be a lot of experience in relationships, and it shows. But I'll be damned if I was a father and I was with a woman who would constantly talk smack about my kids. Don't get me wrong, they're some demon children, but the fact that Danny always strikes below the belt like that, is just messed up. Like, I wouldn't tolerate that. And to always call out the baby mama too, don't get me wrong, she antagonized Danni, but Danni, this regression is painful to watch because of the growth she was showing in season 7. It's like Tony said, like, am I going to have to deal with you always storming off like an angry child whenever we're trying to have a discussion? And in this, man, watch the full clip for context. Watch the full clip for context. But basically, Danni storms out. But I do like when she has the moments where she takes a breath and then explains why she felt the way she felt in a certain situation. And then that leads to understanding. My issue is Danni is going right back to how she was pre-therapy, where she will get drunk or high, lash out, hit below the belt, deflect. No, that's not going to fly. See, if they eliminated all that crap and then they just did what happened here, where let's say she did go to that leadership thing and she was kind of miserable and Tony noticed. And then they had to talk about it. And then she revealed, I didn't really want to do this. And then Tony's like, oh, wow, I messed up. I messed up. That's better than this whole just going off in public crap. And yet again, we have an instance where the writers decide, hey, now we're going to make it so background characters give awkward looks and reactions to, two characters either having an argument or getting, a bit sexual in public, because two workers at the airline look over at Tony and Danni when, they're getting a bit too cozy. And it's like, I don't know about you, but if I was at work, well, dang. Yeah, it has been 7 years since I've been in a quote unquote work environment. But yeah, back at like either my old call center job or at the warehouse or at Bojangles, I've had 4 jobs in my life. Summer, aka basically 1 month at Bojangles as a cook. The following summer, I worked at the warehouse where my mom works at the flag company. That was for like 2 months. Then I worked a summer as an intern, like as an administrative assistant at the community college in town for 2 months. And then the call center job I had for 3 years. So if I were at any of those work locations and I noticed like a supervisor or one of the heads of the company kind of getting cozy with one of the employees, consensually, of course, my eyes would be in another direction. Like what Tyler's saying at one play. That's the kind of thing you watch from a distance, because it ain't none of my business. But I just feel like we're just going through the same old thing again. I hate this. And I mean, even in the promo, we know we're going to have that Sabrina and Rich scene at the restaurant. I don't care. I don't. These scenes do nothing but prove that these couples have no business being together. They don't. And for people like Preston, he's come back. No, he doesn't. Just looking at how Danni acts now, she has not changed. She has not changed. She has not changed. And even if he was back, things wouldn't be any different. He's better off in Zatima making that show as better as he can, because trust me, if it wasn't for Preston, season 3 would kind of be unwatchable in my opinion. But yeah, Sistas, just like, there is no reason for Danni to be acting this way. And then she does give Tony the acronym "Don't Decide for Danni." That was cute, it was funny, but I can't forget about the drama that you created before that. And like I said, shame on Tony for trying to help you. Dang. Okay. Sorry for that rant. Let me know if you think this couple ought to stay together. Mignon and Tony, great actors. I'm not lying. I like their acting, but not the way their characters have been acting, if that makes any sense. Just they do not need to be together. Okay, that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.